My name's Tom Huffman. This video is an explanation of the factors that have influenced my teaching of Aikido weapons over the years here at Aikido of Gainesville. When I started at Sunset Cliffs in 1986, the weapons teaching was slow and deliberate and very stylized, following almost exactly how Nishio Sensei taught. When I got to Japan in 1990, Hitohiro Saito was the only one that I knew of teaching south of Tokyo 1 night a week. So I got 1 night a week in the Iwama style. Within 4 days of arriving in Japan, I was introduced to Nishio Sensei and encouraged to go and practice with him. I found that Nishio Sensei taught in a different place every night of the week. So I followed him and practiced with him or his senior students, and I would get 4 or 5 nights a week with Nishio style. The atmosphere in the Nishio style dojos was very different from the Iwama dojo. People had been with him for 10, 20, 30, and a few of them for 40 years. So things went much faster. Nishio Sensei taught at very fast speed, and all the students went at very fast speed. So I was showed how to move my hands and feet a few times, and then we were off to the races, and it was keep up. When I arrived here in Gainesville in 1997, after I retired, I taught at the University of Florida Aikido weapons in slow and deliberate, just like Nishio Sensei. However, it wasn't very long till those students were gone and new ones coming in. And the ones that left, they didn't know very much. So I learned to ramp the speed up so that it wasn't very long until I had people going at full speed. I still teach stop, start, then the mutual movement with pause, and then the full speed levels, but I get to the full speed much faster, and then from there it's increased speed. So what I'm teaching is more advanced. That doesn't mean that I deviate from the book. I teach pretty much right out of the book. We follow things right out of the book. When you're doing things at high speed, things show up that are different from the low speed. There will be some explanations in the videos that are a little bit different than what you may have heard in other dojos, and this is because of these other influences that I've had over the years. I've also had a lot of influence with the sword. My sword movements are a little bit different than the standard Iwama movements because I'm thinking of it as a sword and not as a wooden sword. I'm thinking of it as a blade, so I teach it as a blade. This is the first Kentai Jo. Nishio Sensei was starting in a Tsuki Kamai. And so he's out here. So the idea is you're going to slide and hit his boken off to the side. Now, if you stay flat, you could miss. So you need to come up some and come down on an angle. So you can make sure that you're going to hit it. And that causes his to go downward, which facilitates his block. And then it'll come around in a Gyaku Yokomanuchi. So you're starting, I'm not actually pulling back. I'm actually sliding forward on the Jo as I start to move. And then as I pick up, I'm going to hit that and then come across here. Now, if he tracks me, I'll catch his elbow. So here, and I actually force his boken off to the side, and then he end up right pointed toward his throat. Here. So you want to be moving, so you're thinking to step here off of his line. You're actually crossing the line. So, and he should track a little bit on this, not be just a animatronic dummy. He knows that I'm moving, but if I move his arm as it's coming down, I've got him anyways. Perhaps adding a little bit more realism to it than is normally taught. You've got to understand that my thinking also has the thoughts of the Nishio weapons in. And with the Nishio weapons, it was fine if you tracked, because Nishio Sensei wasn't going to be where you thought he was. I just have more to what I do. Basically, it's the same as Iwama. I just have these higher thoughts included in what I do. So here. So I'm way off his line. He should be tracking. He knows I'm going that way. He can go ahead and go that way, but I'm already going to be beyond him anyways. Our tips are just about touching. So I'm coming in. I'm actually sliding forward as I move. So it looks almost suicidal because I'm coming at his blade as I move in. So here. We'll break it down to a very slow. Here. And actually on his arm already while he's still up. When you're on the elbow like that, he doesn't have a chance to come at you unless he lets go with his left hand and then tries to go underneath. So he turned quite a bit. You can see that, but I'm still well off the line, and I'm right here at his throat. So that's right there. Right? So that's the first Kentai Jo.